Hey, so today's lesson is on volume of cones. We worked with volumes of prisms and cylinders and a cone. So here's the formula. Volume of a cone is 1/3 times capital BH. Capital B is the base area. So if we're talking about a circle on a cone, pi r squared. So here is the whole formula. 1/3 pi r squared times the height. Now the reason you have a third is because if we were to take a cylinder and the volume of a cylinder is pi r squared h, a cone is a third of a cylinder. Basically, if you took that cylinder, you could break it into 3 cones. You have a cone on the bottom, a cone from the top, and then you take the sides. So that is why a cone is a third of a cylinder. You already know the formula for a cylinder, so a cone just has this third in front of it. And we're going to round to the hundredths place. So I just gave you an example. If you came out with 234.7894, then to round the 8, you would look at the 9, and then you would round it up. So it would be 234.79. All right. So four examples for you today. Find the volume. Here we have a cone. And I have my formula over here, 1/3 pi r squared h. I bring down my 1/3, and then I'm going to put in pi times the radius, which is 1.7 squared, times the height, which is 4.9. Once I have all of my numbers, I'm going to type it in, and on these calculators, remember to type in a fraction. You're going to do 1 divided by 3 in parentheses. 1 divided by 3 times 3.14 times 1.7 squared times 4.9. And we come out with 14.821. And so since the number after the 2 is a 1, then we can just leave it as 14.82. And that's your volume. Example B, we have a cone on its side. And the first thing you should notice is this line right here. That is the entire length of the circle, so this is the diameter. But we don't need the diameter, we need the radius. So if the diameter is 10, that means the radius is going to be 5. So I come down here, I'm going to put it into my formula. 1/3 times 3.4 times 5 squared times 8. So I type in again 1/3 in parentheses times 3.14 times the radius squared times 8. And I get 209.3 repeating. And so if you ever have a repeating decimal, you can put that bar over it. Or you could write 209.33. Same thing. Okay? 2 more examples for you. Copy this down. Alright, part C. A cone with a diameter of 12 and a height of 5. So again, I have the diameter. If the diameter is 12, then that means the radius is going to be 6. 12 divided by 2 is 6. I plug it into my formula. 1/3 times 3.14 pi times the radius squared times the height, 50. So this is a really, really tall cone. It's got a height of 50. So I plug all that in, and I get 1/3 times pi, 6 squared times 50. Woo! 1,884 inches cubed. Okay? One more example. How much ice cream fits into a cone that is 5 inches long and has a radius of 2 inches? So when it says 5 inches long, that is your height. And has a radius of 2 inches. I have my formula. We're always going to start with our formula, and then we can plug it in. 1/3 times 3.14 times radius squared times the height. And how much ice cream can fit in this cone? We would type this into your calculator. And times 2 squared times 5. is 20.9333 inches cubed. Okay. So, very quick lesson. The only thing you really need to remember about cones is that it's going to have a 1/3 in front of your formula. All right.